All right, let's get this rolling. If you weren't here earlier, you didn't miss much. And if you didn't see it earlier than when this aired, you didn't miss much. And it doesn't... It's fine. It's fine. It's all good. It's fine. So, restarting this. Hello, everybody. This is Maniac4Bricks. It's my birthday, and I have a couple of sets that I want to build for my backlog. Not ones I got for my birthday today, although I may try to do some of those towards the end. We'll see how everything goes. So, for today, I built a little bit before this the Ben 10 figure Swamp Fire. I had that as a plan to build the set today, sitting in my backlog, and rather easy build, but yeah, interesting figure. I've wanted to collect some of the Ben 10 figures, not all of them, because it's an era of action figures and just another license that LEGO pursued, even though it didn't last long or have a wide spread. They only made 6 of the Ben 10 figures, which made no sense to me because there's 10 of them. Why aren't there more? Anywho, it was interesting. It was rather easy build. But right now, we're getting on to building the LEGO 40145 LEGO store from 2015. Exclusive, it says. Surprisingly, it's had a couple reruns. I got this one about a year ago, so it's actually pretty cool to still see it available in LEGO stores, even though they've had other LEGO store sets like this released. And then after that, it's too big to fit in frame right now, but after that, I will be building 21313, the LEGO Ideas Ship in a Bottle, and we'll see from there how much more I built. I did have some other LEGO sets. I could share that at the end of the stream that I got for my birthday. LEGO Boss 123, welcome back, and awesome set. Thank you very much. All right, let's get right into it. So I did not sort any of these pieces. These were all how they came out of the bag. And that's something I forgot to do, which has actually held me back from building these sets much sooner on the live streams, or just on my own, taking care of the backlog. One thing I've been trying to work on for new reviews, probably soon, is actually showing the unboxing, like, of all the contents. So I'd show the set with box, and if I didn't already open the set, I would show the unboxing of it. So you'd see how many bags are involved, how many are small bags, you know, the kind of layout of the parts. This I have not done because I just opened it up for the stream. But there were a couple of large bags, a couple of small bags, 2 of the smaller bags, 2 about medium size, slightly different between them, and then a large. It's probably not going to make much of a difference because they're not numbered. There's no rhyme or reason really, except for the size of the pieces. But there it is, just so you know. I actually do like having it on the turntable here because I could just rotate this around like I'm at a restaurant or something. Pick my food one thing at a time as it just rotates. Now that would be an interesting way to build. If this was constantly rotating and I had to grab the pieces, I don't know. Here on Maniac4Bricks, we don't have too many rules, a few here and there, but we have a lot of ways to make things fun. I don't have a channel motto like that. What's the motto with you? That's one thing we do have. Corny jokes. LEGO logo on the bag. And we got ourselves a customer. I don't remember if they had the LEGO store employee by this... Oh! I don't remember if they had the LEGO store employee by this point, but they just included a customer in the set. And one thing I just realized when building the minifigure, I don't know if this was every copy, or if it was because this is a re-release, the hairpiece is different. This is something I just picked up on. It's an older hairpiece, but it's still a good one. I like the ponytail there. But they didn't have like the really pulled back hair like they do in the instructions. And funny enough, they don't have that on the box either. on the box for this set, it shows the same thing as in the instructions. Huh. Almost kind of leads me into that customer service thing that I had the other day, or yesterday, or whatever. Filmed in front of a live studio audience. I had a stream, if you want to call it that, where I asked about a retired or discontinued Lego set. If something was wrong with it, would they supplement the parts? Usually if it was like missing parts or broken parts. This one almost opens up another like possibility. What if it's a set that's been re-released and it doesn't have the right part to it? Like I said, I picked this up a year ago in a Lego store sealed. So how did that happen? And is it every copy? I'm wondering more about this than I thought I would. Oh, it's so fun when I find Lego things like this on my own. As a Lego fanatic, I always get excited for things like this. Little things unexpected. That's like, it's not really a problem. I do like that hairpiece, but both hairpieces are fine. But it's interesting. It almost didn't occur to me something like that could happen, or it just makes me want to think like others may have had this happen. Maybe, I don't know. It is weird. You could say it's bizarre. Have you entered a mock contest? I did a couple of years ago. I entered a mock contest on YouTube. I am trying to remember the person's name, but it escapes me now. I don't know if they even still make YouTube videos. Hopefully they do. But they had a mock contest about building something for Lego City, or something in the style of Lego City. And I already had a school bus that I was working on roughly at the same time, so I decided, hey, I'll enter that in the contest when I'm done with it. And I think it won. I don't remember if I actually won a prize for it, but it was still good acknowledgement. So I appreciate that. And the video might even say whose channel it was hosted on. The video on my channel about the mock, that is. It's funny calling it a mock contest. I keep thinking, like, oh, you mean like a building challenge? In the Lego magazines that I grew up with, when I was your age, oh, I'm 25 and I'm doing it. I've already done it before, but still. When I was your age, when I would get the Lego Club magazine, Lego Mania magazines, that basically was a mock contest. You are building your own thing, and you are... Oops, I missed a piece. Don't have a brick separator nearby. Oh, that's going to be a problem. So, when I think of... Oh, I do. Oh, great. Got a whole bag of them. Anywho, when I entered a mock contest, I always think of it as a building challenge, because that's how I'm used to hearing it or reading it in the Lego Club magazines. It's a long story that was going nowhere fast. Am I sure I'm 25? Not like 65? Oh, I hope not. Like brain age. It's like my brain older than I am physically. I don't know, it's silly. We're here for silliness. We're here for you, but we're also here for silliness. So yeah. I do like the Lego store Lego sets. It's a pretty meta thing. And I kind of want this one to fit into the beach town if it's the right size. My beach town is smaller than most Lego cities that you'll find through YouTube and Instagram. Most of them work on a modular scale and a milled scale, but mine works on like an older town scale. Because a lot of town sets and city sets I grew up with had base plates that were 16 by 16 or 8 by 16. You know, it had a facade to it. And I thought, well, I could still make buildings from those. And with limited space, I can actually swap around buildings. So that way I can still keep the town itself fresh. It could be like businesses um, moving to different parts of town or whatever the case may be. I do want to craft story out of it, but that will be for some time later. But one thing I had on my mind was this set has two 8 by 16 plates as the base. And if that works correctly, that means the whole building is 16 by 16, and that would be pretty sweet. That would be really easy to plop right into the beach town if I needed a space to fill and didn't have time for mock building. I do want to show more about the beach town. Not right now because it's under a lot of rubble. You know, a lot of stuff I'm trying to clear out of the way and just clean up the Lego room in general. I've wanted to move it up to this room where the studio is, separate room, of course. And the problem with it was I didn't measure the space properly. After doing this for a week of figuring out where everything was going to go and, you know, what pieces of furniture I can move, different arrangements, I learned that there was one or two that got in the way, and they work for one layout versus another. And that meant I couldn't bring the tables up and make it a little bit bigger space. It basically would have been, I think, 4 foot deep compared to the 3 to 6 foot deep that it is right now. It's on an L shape. In some of my older videos from the past year or two will show the beach town. If you look up beach town update, stud side heights, any of those things will bring you what I'm asking or what I'm talking about on the channel. But yeah, it's something that's been on my mind for a while, and it turns out recently I don't have that kind of space. I am not willing to buy new tables for it because I have, you know, perfectly fine tables as it is. But eventually, it will be something really cool, even in the space that it is right now. I just have to sort around what sets are there. The set I'm building today, Adakin 07, is 40145. That is the Lego store. That is from 2015. It's apparently different. I mean, the hairpiece for the minifigure is actually different from what they showed on the box and the instructions. So I don't know if it's because it was a re-release or a different production of the same set. Because I got the set last year. I wish I could have like a pinned comment on the live chat the way I could have it on Instagram, because that would be really helpful, filling people in no matter when they hop on the stream. Be like, oh, here you go. That's all the information I said a while before. And then they're all caught up. Let's see. Lots of tile work. I've almost built everything from Brick Fair, Alabama by this point. The only things left that I didn't build, well, I have the GBC workshop that I need to rebuild, and then I have the Sistar Starship that I need to build. I actually want to save the Lego Movie 2 sets and possibly make it into their own stream. I think that'd be cool, having a single theme, building a whole bunch of sets for it, and then, you know, building one after the other on stream. So I could have the Sistar Starship, I could have Emmett's Tricycle, I could have a couple poly bags, I could have Metalbeard's Trike, all at the same time, because this one's, you know, multiple themes, which is cool too, but you know. And I want to try to spread out the backlog building when I do it on live stream, at least, so that it's interesting each time. It's not like, oh, we're continuing the same theme, and you know, or oh, we're just knocking off a lot of little sets, or we just spend a stream doing one big set, you know. inevitably that'll happen for the, what's it called? Destiny's Bounty, probably going to be a one build in that stream. And then, what's it called? Maybe the 60-year anniversary set, the Bricklink A-Fault Designer Program one. But I was also going to say the, what's it called? I forgot the name again. Ninjago City Docks. That's it. Because each of those take hours, or at least, you know, have thousands of pieces to go through, even if they're numbered bags. The A-Fault Designer set, I feel like it would just be on its own stream because of posterity, because it's just a special set, you know? I want to try to record the experience isolated from everything else. So yeah. That there. I don't normally build using the turntable, by the way. It was just the most accessible space I had that I could stream on. But I have built in on the table without the turntable there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this would be, as long as nothing is stretching out of the base plate, then, or plates, as long as nothing's stretching out on the sides of it, it should fit in pretty well into the beach town, as is. Every once in a while I do that with LEGO City sets, just to fill in gaps, and, you know, eventually replace them with mocks. I have that for a couple things right now. There's some I've modified, like the Build Fishing Store. I don't remember if I modified it, but I do love that set, so I'd make that an exception for being straight up a visual set build in there. And also, I try not to make it matter too hard. Still just having fun with it. What's the other thing? The Pirates roller coaster, that's the one where I modified some of that set, basically adding a motor to it and chain and necessary things for that so that it could run, which I think is still really cool. It's one of the top videos I've ever had see the public eye on the channel. I mean, like, many people watch that video more than any other content I've done for one reason or another. YouTube is a weird system. I'm glad it promoted it, but I can't understand enough of what I do that it would promote it over other stuff or other, whatever the case is. UCS Baby Yoda. Yeah, absolutely. I could see them. I don't know if they would ever make a Baby Yoda UCS, like the way they, the current Yoda that's available isn't necessarily filed as UCS. It doesn't have the stamp on it, from what I recall, and I know that Brickset doesn't classify it under that name. So, Destiny's Bounty is an awesome set in Ninjago City Docks. Have you thought of making a mall mock? I actually have. Not like Jang Brick's size or style of mall. That's incredibly large, and I don't have the table space to build it or display it. Actually, I do have, I mean, if I bring it to conventions, I would have the table space to display it, but I don't have it at home. When I've wanted to build one, if I wanted to build a mall mock, it goes under one of two possibilities. A real mall that I've visited or know about in my state or surrounding state, like one like I've actually been near, or a mall by name but not by the exact style. I don't know if it's just a Jersey thing. I live in New Jersey. Hello. um, I don't know if it's just a Jersey thing, but I've definitely seen a lot of outlets and plazas. Um, sometimes they're called strip malls. They carry the mall word in the name. It's not what I think of when I think of a mall. When I think of a mall, I think of one building housing a whole bunch of businesses inside of it. But I've seen some that are like they're like that, but then they have a parking lot and um there's other stores around it, usually on their own, and they count that as part of the mall. And I'm like, it doesn't really. Oh, whoop, we gotta make another layer. Let's see now. There it is. I've seen sometimes they call them shopping centers. Sometimes the malls don't actually carry the mall name. It could be like the one that Just Too Good visited recently. I've actually been to many times, and I still go there. Um, yes, it is called Westfield, but that's the company that owns it. Like a lot of malls have a larger company that owns them, like a real estate, basically. So it's like you could have a house, and all these other houses in the area are owned by 21st Century or Kenner Williams or whatever the company is. That's the overarching thing. Works the same way with malls, from what I understand, from what I've seen. With that, the mall that he visited, where that Toys R Us is located, is called Garden State Plaza. Emphasis on the fact that it's in the title called a plaza. Meanwhile, it's a large building. It has many, many stores in it. It basically taking up what I would consider 2 or 3 mall. Like Jang Bricks Mall is a good idea of scale of what that is. Like how that is compared to minifigs, that's what this would be to people. Probably even a little bit larger. Because it's almost in a T shape. There's like different wings to the entire mall with, one area really specific on a food court and the movie theater and other things. And then a lot of other areas that have, all these different shops. What was I saying? Anywho, that's what confuses me is the moniker of mall. There are some I would love to build as a mock. There are some malls I would like to build as a mock, but they may not look like a mall, or they may not have mall as part of the name. Some of the malls I want to build are actually ones featured on This Is Dan Bell, a series or a channel that I've watched for a while, that discovers and reports about malls that are abandoned. What like they used to have businesses, and after they've closed up, he would get the opportunity to investigate them, get to learn about them, um, from whatever research that he has. Some of them on that series, I visited just the outside because I didn't get the access inside, of course. But I still know where they are, and I still like the designs in them. There are some really nice architectures to them. There's one that tore down near me recently. Actually, was near the old site of the Toys R Us headquarters in New Jersey, and I'd like to build that. That's actually something I would consider substantial to try to build relatively minifig scale as a mall. And it would just be the building itself, not the other buildings surrounding it, because like I said, I don't really count that as part of the mall. It's the plaza. And even not too far away from there is actually something that is called a plaza. And it's like, the terminology going all over the place. So, as usual, I've answered your question in about 3 paragraphs. But we got the pick a brick wall done. Jang Brick's mall mock is huge. Yeah, absolutely. I actually want to watch that video again. It's a really, really well done video. That one and the aquarium and zoo videos, oh, they're wonderful to watch. Like, very good up close details, really good building styles in there, a lot of attention to details to make it feel realistic, but still, um, Lego, still feel part of what you could actually build. Because you can use Lego and try to make some really organic or inorganic objects. And it's great for whoever wants to build them. It's inspiring. So if I'm guessing correctly, based on how Lego stores typically lay out, yeah, that is definitely the entrance, no doubt about that. That is definitely the pick-a-brick wall, no doubt about that. This area should be the register. 9 times out of 10, in a Lego store, the pick-a-brick wall is situated behind the registers, or vice versa. I don't know how you want to, how to properly phrase that, which one comes first, but that's what I've always noticed. When you look at the registers, you will see the pick-a-brick wall right behind it. And I say 9 times out of 10 because I have seen exceptions where that's not the case. The Westfield Garden State Plaza that I was talking about before is one of those exceptions. I don't know if Just Too Good did a video for it or will be doing a video for it. But I don't know if he did a video talking about that Lego store or if they forbade the recording, and I have no idea. I know that, having talked with the employees before, I know that they've been okay with photography, especially for like the pick-a-brick wall. And for me, I've asked them like, hey, can I take photos of the pick-a-brick wall parts so I can know what's available, like after I leave, and it'll be easier instead of trying to buy a small pick-a-brick cup and get one of everything, and yeah, $7 or so out the door just to to get a piece of information. I've wanted to do that for so many years, actually. I've wanted to do what I call the pick-a-brick analysis, where I basically go to a Lego store. I would identify the location or something like that. So people know, hey, not every Lego store has this quantity or has this variety, but at sampling one store, here's what I found. And try to go to that same store throughout the entire year and see the variety of parts available. And I can even compare and contrast with other people about it, but it doesn't I've seen some people that have posted like that, and then some people that dropped off from posting it like that. And then I've seen some groups that are about that, where they'll basically support each other, like, hey, so-and-so lives near this Lego store, they can let you know what parts are available at Pick-a-Brick. And then they could, exchange or rearrange, or however they want to do it. They will arrange some way of getting those parts to those people if it's not in their reach, which is a really good idea for fans to get into that. But yeah, that's how that is. Livestream's going okay. The mall Just Too Good visited had a Toys R Us and a Lego store. Yep, that is a mall I've been to, and no, if you're gonna ask, I did not see Just Too Good there. I was not at the Lego store or the Toys R Us. Otherwise, it probably would have been in the background of the footage. First of all, the Lego store in there, he said I don't remember if he said that he likes the layout and that it's big, because it's not. It's really, it's still a good sized Lego store. But I have seen I've seen other Lego stores larger than that one. And it still works for a Lego store. The space is really good being on the corner because they have a little bit of extra space. That's actually, that Lego store, from what I recall, does not have the pick-a-brick wall right behind the register. that is what I said, one of the exceptions. Because with that pick-a-brick wall, it is on the corner next to the registers. And that's not a security thing. I have no idea why they do that, but it's fascinating to see variance between them. All right, we're moving along here. All right, Super David Brothers, what's your favorite Lego Disney set and Disney minifig? Not counting the Cars sets because they're not actual people, they're cars. Good point. I probably wasn't going to count any of the Cars sets for favorite minifigures, and that is a fair point. You can't really that's what the sets are made of, so it's kind of hard to count them as figures or minifigures, the same way as you count them for other ones. Favorite Disney set? I'm not sure. Based on what I have, I would say, I don't know. And I'm not counting Star Wars. I'm not counting The Simpsons. Things that they've acquired recently, past couple of years. I'm thinking like original Disney stuff. Does Wall-E the Ideas set count? Because that would probably be my favorite Lego Disney set. Hands down. Wall-E is my favorite Pixar movie, for those who don't know. Sega's going to give me the argument, but Up is better, or Up is my favorite. And it's like, I'm not saying Up is bad. And I'm not saying really any of the other Pixar movies are bad. They're, like, if I had to actually rank them, they would all be, like, on the same level. And very few falling underneath them. BFab, welcome to the stream, and thank you about the happy birthday wishes. As far as favorite Disney minifigure, I'm gonna say it's gotta be at least one version of Mickey Mouse somewhere in there. I'm not sure if it would be the classic one or the standard one, from Disney CMF 1 and 2, or maybe Buzz Lightyear. It's weird, but I kind of like the redesigned Buzz Lightyear that they had in the collectible minifigure series. Although I will say, if we're gonna go on the same basis as I did with Pixar, my favorite Disney movie of all time is Aladdin. So that would basically tie Jafar, Aladdin, and Jasmine together. I would say Jafar underneath. So I'd really say either Aladdin or Jasmine are my favorite. Oh, Genie. Yeah, can't forget about the Genie as a minifigure. It's a tough question. I have to look at them again. I also have to look at which ones I actually own. Because there are some like Chip and Dale from the CMF series, but then there's also Chip and Dale from the train set. Tinkerbell I don't have. There's if we're counting Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't have. I think I only have Jack Sparrow, and even maybe not even that. I'm not even sure. I had him at one point. I know that much. I know I've reviewed the Fountain of Youth on the channel before, and not much else beyond that. Because I didn't really have any of those sets, or I didn't really have interest in them. I don't know. Am I doing that whole paragraph answer thingy? Paragraph answer thingy. Pat. That's my version of Bat. Hey, it's Maniac. Okay, so we've got what this represents are small tube displays. Not every Lego store has them, and not the same Lego store has them all year round, but I have seen these on occasion. It would be a clear plastic tube that they would stick a smaller Lego set on the end of each of them to show something in a smaller space, but still have it by the window. So the house that's in here would be like an example of a larger set. Could be something like a modular set. Got the airplane. That's really cool to see it flying overhead. I don't know if either of those are based on actual sets, but that's the idea, at least for that. And that's actually the first time I think I've seen something line up with the panel, like with that indent being used. Pretty neat. Usually the case is, oh, I just need a little extra space inside of this structure. Or, oh, I need to fit a minifigure in here, but they're going to be rubbing elbows with the wall. That kind of thing. Ah, yes. The rare red 2x4 brick. There it is. So let's prop that up. Put that here. I don't remember if they usually have the Lego store, if they have the red brick in the Lego stores by the window. I think that's usually in the store itself, like a few steps back, so you could actually sit next to it. Thank you, Kevin. And sorry about all the confusion, not just earlier today, but later today, and then whatever streams happened before that. Null and void. We're building. We are building today. And we're on a rotisserie. I mean, turntable. Rotisserie is the wrong one. The rotisserie is when they turn that way. Putting all the Lego pieces like that, it makes it like a bingo cage. Can I get a 1x6 white? Bingo! I don't know. I don't know what my brand is, but all I know is I do like to hear myself talk. And I also just have fun. That's a good brand. Have fun. Joey 20 quote of the year. I think I actually had that 2 years ago. I had it on a live stream. Where I was building the volcano base set from Agents, and then I was playing with the figures and making voices with them. And I said something to the effect of, you know, sometimes I just want to have fun. I don't want to just sit this stuff here. I remember because I used that in a compilation later that year, like as a wrap up. It was cool. Anywho, what's going on in the chat? Yes, it does, because it's still a Lego set, and Lego bought the license from both Disney and Pixar to make a Lego set. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. I can't think of two. Oh, it's a 2 build. Oh, no. Good thing I caught it early. Because that's important. I know a bunch of other people in the community have had Streamlab and being able to have multiple people on the same stream. It's not that I don't want y'all here. I just don't know how to get that going. So when I do, or if I do, I'll be happy to invite other people here so you're not just hearing my voice the entire time. So I see we're making the brand ribbon area along with shelving. Brand ribbon is a term that Lego uses for a small shelf that wraps around the store at the same height, or roughly the same height, for display cases. So they would display Lego sets in them, they would show gift with purchases, they have collectible minifigures in them sometimes, and they also have master builder models. Some of them are like the giant hamburger and fries and shake, or the rat, or what else is it? What else has been made for those? Fish. I've seen fish in there, and they rotate those every once in a while, just as much as the Lego sets. Excuse me. Alrighty. Whereas the Swampfire figure that I was building earlier, I had no real context or frame of reference to talk about its accuracy. This, I'm pretty much going to talk the entire time about it. Because I've been to... I've knocked this is something I'm gonna do for a future video. I've had in mind for a while, actually. A Lego bucket list. Yeah, Lego bucket list. What things do I want to do, like on a bucket list, you know, any point in my life, related to Lego? And believe it or not, I've actually been knocking a whole couple of things off that bucket list in the past 2 years. So I won't have to write them, I won't have to share them on video because they've already happened. I'd rather share the things that haven't happened yet. So it's like, these are still out there as a possibility, and we'll see if I get those knocked off in the near future or in the way future. One of the biggest ones that I had for a while was visiting every Lego store in my state. And I now have that. I've been to all five? Been to all of them, and I can't remember how many there are. It's either 5 or 6 Lego stores in the state of New Jersey. I'll try to recite them as best as I can. There's Cherry Hill, which was the last one and hardest one for me to get to because of driving distance. It is the furthest south. Pretty much near, I'd say, like, not quite the shore. It's still a ways up from there, but yeah, a while down from there. I'm not going to put the stickers on now because I'm going to save that for the review. So every once in a while with a Lego set review, depending on the set and depending on the stickers, I am actually curious about, oh, should I add the Lego stickers on there or shouldn't I? Whether or not I want to keep it like that. I'm also curious about that from, like, if you don't want to put stickers on, here's how it looks, you know, in context of the rest of the set. Anywho, there's Cherry Hill, there's Paramus, not Parasmus. There's Freehold. There's a few I keep forgetting or I keep confusing because they used to have 1 or 2 other Lego stores and then they closed them and reopened elsewhere. So I keep thinking Rockaway that there's a Lego store, but I've never been to that one. And they closed before I ever got a chance to go there. But I know the Plaza Mall, whatever you want to call it, that it was going to be in, but I never got the chance to go there, and it was a bit further away from me. So yeah. Yep, I was right. They got it right there. And those would be the Pick-a-Brick cups. Sweet. Sure thing, BFAB. I'm not sure why, but I will take a look when I get the chance. Answer can be as long as it can be. BFAB, what are your thoughts on the 2020 Minecraft sets? Ooh, good to know. For he's a jolly good maniac. I'm like way behind on the stream right now, aren't I? Then nobody can deny. Favorite Penfold, welcome to the stream. Favorite Disney set I don't own yet is the Mickey and Minnie Steamboat. See, I'm kind of having a problem with that one because I have seen that one. Like, I wouldn't mind the retail price because it was a misprint, but the misprints are common. So it might actually be less common to get the right number because they produce so many of the first one. So I don't know. I mean, it's part collector's talk, but it's also part bizarre Lego talk. That's me we're talking about. But it is something I've always considered, and I've always thought that regardless of the box error, regardless of that value to it, it's overpriced. I sincerely believe. Yeah, it does have different versions of Mickey and Minnie that aren't in the collectible minifigure series, but they're not much different that you're really gonna tell. I didn't tell at first. I had to look a bit closer to realize, oh, they're a little shinier. Cool. Okay. But it doesn't change that much for me. I'm also disappointed that the rest of the set isn't really much of a play set, because I had the impression by the size of it that it was going to be easy to open it up, be, able to fit figures in different spots on it. It's really just the one area. There's a cabin underneath, but there's nowhere to really put figures. So that stinks. Something go on the back of this? No? Oh, okay. Just an open stud on the back there. Okay. That would basically be a representation of a Lego set or a Master Builder model. That's fine. That's how I'm associating that. Anywho, if I could find the Steamboat set around 50, I'd call it good. Parts wise, just as far as the build, or the not centennial. There's no word like that for 90. The ceremonial aspect of it. That's it. Let's see here. Just throw it across the way. I'll just throw the brick on there and see if it lands. Where were we? Where am I? What happened? I can't think of what happened without thinking of... I haven't seen much of the Mickey show. There was apparently a newer Mickey show for a couple of years, and there's one clip that I keep seeing around every so often because it's a meme at this point. Mickey's like helping Minnie up because she tripped, and he just says, "What happened?" Just the way he says it cracks people up, myself included. Although I did grab the minifigures when I bought the Moonlander set from the Lego store in Milton Key last year. Oh, pretty neat. Favorite Disney sets are the Moana sets. I haven't tried those yet, and I'm kind of actually interested in one of the newer ones. I thought the movie was good, at least, first impression when I saw the movie, I really liked it. But still, hard to beat my girls, Jasmine and Ariel. My second favorite Disney movie of all time is Little Mermaid. After Aladdin, of course. So, I thought it was still really good for a modern era Disney movie. However, I didn't pick up the original sets, didn't really have interest in them. And now, I think it's a little bit better. I think because there's no Hey Hey in one of those smaller $10-ish sets. Hey Hey, it was one of my least favorite parts about Moana as the movie. And that set has her pet pig, which was one of the better parts. It's like, this is the animal companion that you needed. I get it. Hey Hey is a comic relief. Yeah, I'm having a Banarnar moment. Yes, I get that he's there for comic relief, but he has one joke that he uses all the time. That's why I'm calling this a Banarnar moment. Next thing you know, I'm going to get a Hey Hey plush in the mail, aren't I? Don't send it! I'm not asking for it. I'm making a joke here. That's going to crack me up, though. But it's true. That's how I felt about it. Ever since I saw Moana, I was like, Hey Hey doesn't really do much. He's not really, pivotal to the plot. I was okay when they had the chicken making him into chicken joke. Like, yeah, sure. Fry him up. I was basically Chewbacca in Rise of The Last Jedi when the porgs look at him when he's already roasted one of them, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. Sure, I'll eat your friends. Oh, if Chewbacca had a voice, that would be it, I guess. Anywho, but yeah, one of the newer Moana sets looked good. The Disney Train is something I would like, but again, really expensive for what it is. in my opinion. And even though it's so gorgeous, the best part about the Disney train for me is the passenger car. I love the way that the awning comes over the sides of it using tooth pieces and cheese slopes. Like I probably could build that, but yeah, that's really nice to see. I've never ridden the Disney train at Disney World or Land. I've only been to Disney World once, and we did not use the train. But anywho, it was still it still says Disney to me. Anywho, what else did he say? Disney Castle. I do not have the Disney Castle, but I have looked at it multiple times and been like, okay, that's actually pretty decent, like for a build. But I never really want to get it for myself. Pirates of the Caribbean sets. Again, I didn't really look much into Pirates of the Caribbean, so I didn't really watch the movies, so kind of hard for me to look into the set. Yes, it is basically the same thing as Lone Ranger. It's the latest Pirates we had up to that point after a long drought, so I had that of looking into the sets, but there was so much fantasy to it. It works in its own world that an outsider like me, not watching the movies, is going to be at a loss for that. Well, I don't know how to use these outside of their intended movie story. If I fit it with the other pirate sets, it looks out of place, you know? Even if those have different decades between them, they still carry the same kind of look, same kind of theme to them. What was he saying? Lone Ranger sets. Lone Ranger sets were in the same merit as Pirates, as I said. It's the last of the latest of Wild West sets up to that point, and might still be. And it's cool. I did pick up a few of them, and I would probably get more, but I don't know how much I would really care for them because of the movie itself. I haven't watched the movie. I never grew up with even seeing reruns of the TV show, so it doesn't do anything for me there. What else did he say? The Disney Princess sets and both Incredibles and Toy Story. All right. Super David Bros, I think you just listed just about every Disney Lego set. My favorites are all of them. And I get it. It's hard to narrow them down. But I thought you actually had an answer in mind, like, oh, I like this particular set because XYZ. That whatever floats your boat. Almost done with this one before we get to the ship in a bottle. So we got that on the horizon. Coming up next. Oh, forgot a piece. Because I didn't flip the page in the instructions. That's why I forgot a piece. Come on. There we go. There we go. Close it up. And of course, tops it all off, literally, by having the light brick. Or is that like, that's what I call it at least. Again, I believe it's most LEGO stores. I don't know if it's every single one of them, but most LEGO stores have a feature where the light fixtures on the ceiling are shaped to be the anti-studs of a LEGO brick. And it also depends on what LEGO brick it is or how long the store is, but this is kind of the emulation of the rest of the brick on the top of it. And then you have the plates underneath being where the light fixtures are. So this could be like, you know, the power going to the bulbs kind of thing. So yeah. Squeaky. Maybe. Still could wait. Still waiting on cake. So yeah, all tiled floor, which is pretty neat, pretty cool. Making a very clean look inside. There it is with a minifig inside of there, so you get an idea of some kind of scale. It's not going to be perfect. Minifig scale is not a perfect scale to go through. Joey, Philly Brickfest 2020, BFVA 2020. I guess I got to make more of those yes videos. Or I'll just re-upload the old ones. And just retitle it and just be like, is Joey going to Brick Fair Virginia 2020? in Brickfest, Philly Brickfest 2020. I don't know. Yes. Um, I think I've said it before. I don't remember if I said it on social media too much before, including here, but I am going to both of those. I am ready, locked down for that. I'm not ready for them. I still have packing, whatever. I still have. I actually do like something gotten in there. I do like some people have already started building after Brick Fair, Alabama. I'm like, I don't know how you do it, but good on you. I have things I've been trying to work through that didn't make it to Brick Fair, Alabama, but I hope to bring to Philly Brickfest. My goal every year for the past couple of years has been to bring one new mock to air at a show in the year. So like last year I had a Lego store I built myself. I still want to make improvements to that. I don't know how it's going to go for Philly, but hopefully I can make those. I can bring that in, but I do want to have something new along with that. They don't have to be big. They don't have to be any size or any theme to them. Just a new Lego mock. Keep it as basic as possible, so I can get the most out of it. Yeah, this is pretty good. Would I take components of this and add it into the Lego Store mock? Not really. I've already built that for what I want it to be, so it's not a concern of mine. Lego, yeah, this is definitely a weird scale because it makes it feel like on the outside of this, it's relatively fine for a minifig. You know, it doesn't have to be too wide, but then when you get to the inside of it, yeah, it's going to be a little smaller, but now it feels much smaller. I don't know. Oh, I was mentioning this before in the instructions, and I have no idea, Kevin, if you own this set, or anyone else that's joined the stream, if you own this set. They have two different hair pieces. The original, like the box art for this set, shows the same one as in the instructions. But when I opened this, the hairpiece was different. It's more of a ponytail, not a honey or hair bun. Honey bun. Sorry, you have a honey bun in your hair? I don't know. Piece count. Removable roof. Boom. Done with that. So we'll move on. Sometime later I'll review this. I don't even remember if I reviewed the other Lego store from the past, the more recent one, the 2-story one. But hey, these were around the same price. This was $24 before tax, and then the other one was $24.99, $25 something. I don't know, before tax. All right, interesting. I think that one was. I mean, it had one more story, but I think it was half as large, like only to here or something like that, and then the rest of this was on top. So it does present a. Maybe I could do a comparison between them. It's like these are about the same price, they're the same subject matter, but which one is better, or which one do I prefer? Right now, off the top of my head, I'm not sure which one I prefer. I kind of like this one because I've never seen that many Lego stores in 2 levels. If you don't count like the Rockefeller Center Lego store. The Flatiron, I think, does that, but I haven't been there. I've only seen pictures of it. But yeah, any ones near me are usually one solid floor like this. That would make the most realistic sense to me. But I do like that the other ones feature more things. They may not have as large a pick-a-brick wall here, but they have more display stuff. They have the build a minifigure section, you know, other things like that. Integral to Lego stores. So if we're talking accuracy, it's a toss-up. Alright, just move that off to the side. As for favorite minifigures, mine are Hercules, Stitch, Tinkerbell, Peter Pan, all the Mickey Mouse characters, all the Incredibles and Toy Story sets, and the Aladdin minifigs, Alice, Frozen, and Ariel. Good selection of them. I also do like the Ariel minifig. I think they did a pretty good job with that one. Again, partially biased because I like The Little Mermaid. It would be cool if we got a Prince Edward or Eric, whichever one. I forget the prince's name. But if we got him and we got the dog, oh, the dog would be awesome as a new mold. Also Ursula. Yeah, Ursula was a good... That Ursula and Hades have very interesting tentacle? Is that the right word? Leg pieces. Let's just go with leg pieces. Bridgewater Commons, yes. I forgot to mention before Bridgewater for the list of Lego stores. Yep, bought this retail, $70. Never really saw it on clearance, but I was like, I don't know how much longer it's gonna last, so I'm just gonna go for it now. Around the same time that I found the Lego store one, actually. So yeah. And as a set I've wanted for a while. I like the aquatic stuff. I wouldn't call myself a Lego sailor because I don't know anything about operating a ship or swimming. Once again, we're not going to have an unboxing in the review unless I snip parts of this and do like a live studio audience kind of thing. A live recording, as it may. But I will say this. This is the most welcoming thing. Bag number 3. 2 of them entirely full of just the same transparent blue studs. Beautiful. And after that, I see a bag number 1. We got our brick separator. Could have used that earlier in the other set. This looks like it's building the boat first. Kind of have to have a ship to be a ship in a bottle. Let's see. Bag number 4. It's got a globe. I guess this is the stand. Maybe there's a compass underneath it. There's, I think, the bottle cap. Ah, bag number 2. Glass. All transparent, clear pieces. I don't know how well they're going to... I am honestly curious how much these scratch up from set to set. Because usually they'd isolate them from each other or so. The large pieces I can understand because they're just large. Not really because of the scratchiness. Ooh. I keep forgetting those exist in this set. The Erling bricks in transparent clear. The first time I ever saw them was from a Master Builder model, so I didn't even know that they were released in regular sets. Also bag number 4. A lot of reddish brown, so it's like everything is separated by color except for the parts for the ship. Because how much more do you need to make for a glass bottle? I don't know. These big old parts. I wonder if these are new or if they're from an older set, because they remind me of the ones from the... Not Rainforest Cafe. I forget the name of it. The something with an S. Cafe. It was a Legends re-release, if I remember correctly. Oop. Drop in the box. But yep. 4 corners. Cup. Oh, it's a wonderful glass. No, it wouldn't hold. And, of course, square bound instructions. Square bound. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I went through all of the Lego stores in New Jersey. Huh. Whoops. Tangent, as always. YouTube kicked me off live chat. That stinks. Oh, wow. That does stink, Pen. Sorry about that. But anyway, I was going to say be careful with the stickers because the newer sets have thinner stickers that bubble like mad. That is true. Especially if they're transparent, which in that set, they were. The Lego store set. So yeah, I would use tweezers, the edge of a finger, or a brick separator, or something that's not going to smother the entire thing or get my fingerprint all over it. What's your favorite Mickey Mouse movies and cartoons? I think you already said your favorite Mickey Mouse cartoon, but I'm just double checking to be sure, dude. Super David Brothers, some of my favorites. I can't remember all of them that I've seen, but I remember a couple of them, especially among the Christmas-related stuff. Mickey's Christmas Carol is one of my favorite editions of A Christmas Carol in any form. I know a lot of people are probably going to say Muppets Christmas Carol. And that's for them. I don't think I've seen that one, or I haven't seen it in a long time, at least. So, yeah, Mickey's Christmas Carol. There's definitely some older Mickey stuff I remember watching. I have a tape of one of them. like a Valentine's Day themed tape or something like that. It had a lot of Mickey and Minnie and Pluto on it. There was a Donald Duck and Chippendale cartoon. I forget what it was called though, but that one was cool. Again, Christmas themed. Welcome back, Doc Sampson. Yeah, absolutely. Talking and building, and now you want me to shut up because I won't stop talking and building. It's a one or nothing, isn't it? Oh, oh yes, right away. Yes. Can I get that? Can I get a base plate and a lot of light blue tiles to build that giant map tile? That is amazing. Love it. That is also cool having the designer there with the ship in a bottle. That's the original version. That's his fan project desert version of it. You can tell because there's a cannon on there. There's no cannon here. Anywho, bag 1. We've got the ship itself. Bag 2, the bottle. And 3. Bag 4, the stand. I don't have a mantle though. That's the only problem with this set. I don't have a fireplace mantle to display this. That's where I usually think of that kind of thing going. But I do have shelves. I can put it on a shelf. Not a bookshelf, mind you. Regular shelf. Where were we? Dude, I love a lot of Disney movies because there's so many good ones and it's hard to pick which are my top favorite. Yep. That is true. That's not the ship. That joke sank years ago. Dude, Jude 20. Dude, Jude, if you check your Instagram messages, I had something I sent you yesterday? Friday? One of those days. It's either Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I forget which day it was, but I sent you a message over Instagram about the Year of the Rat set. If you're interested in it, I do have a copy for you. Put aside. I bought it at a Lego store and I didn't realize that I was actually eligible for that, but I was like, oh, I know who can use this better than I can. So yeah, let me know how you want to work that out. Because I know you were trying to look for that at Brick Fair, Alabama. All right. So yes, is that Joey? Well, hopefully I've caught up. Let me check my watch on the side. 10:08. I saw it. It's a maybe. I'll let you know. All right. Thank you. I got a text message that said it's melting. Oh, the ice cream. I mean, the ice cream cake. Yeah. That's kind of important. All right. Well, we're going to split this up into yet another live stream. Ooh. 1x3 panel. That is cool. Unfortunately, everybody, y'all, gang, hombres, whatever we're calling ourselves, I'm going to split this up again so I can eat some cake so it doesn't melt and it can melt in my mouth. And I know what I said. So, yeah, we will catch up building the ship in a bottle after these messages. I don't know. Would you like to support Maniac4Bricks today? Check out the links in the description below for his Teespring store and Patreon. More updates to follow. I do have plans for those things. I do plan to update them, but I don't have anything right now that's like, oh, that's new. Let me check that out. Unless you've never been to the site before, and then everything's new. Wow, I'm a good salesman. I'm a good advertiser for my own channel. Thank you very much, dude, Jude, and welcome back, BFAB. Just as I was about to head out, I will be back. I don't know how long ice cream is going to take, and I know somebody's going to say that I'm not there and not talking. So I'm just going to cut the stream here, and then we'll do it again as a separate stream. So I'll be like, oh, it's still going. Okay. Yeah. Ready to... Yep. If you guys want to go in the meantime, go right ahead. I'm not going to stream myself eating melting ice cream cake. It's birthday cake time. I'll talk to you guys later.